It's time for the Mancini Real Estate Minute podcast with Jack Mancini, Estero, Florida's most trusted real estate agent. Hey there, this is Charlie McDermott, producer and co-host of the show. And speaking of the show, there would be no show without Jack Mancini. And Jack is here. Jack, how you doing?
Great, Charlie. Good morning. Happy to be on your podcast.
Yeah, well, you're the man.
Or my
You
podcast.
Well, there's that too, but I'll take responsibility for now. But we're going to turn it over to you when we get to the really important stuff, and that's what's going on in the real estate market. And certainly, you've been known for going on 2 decades as the guy, the team in the Estero, Florida area and beyond. So excited to have you on your show, and I thought we'd start with because I know your name, your team is well recognized in the area, but there's so many new folks moving into Southwest Florida who don't know you, don't know your story. So I thought this first podcast would be an opportunity just to share that. So let's start there, Jack. Let's start with what you're doing, your company, and your journey into real estate. How's that sound?
Sounds good. Yeah, has been quite a journey. Out of college, I started as an appraiser. I went through the appraisal training and what qualifications and testing is needed for that. And then I got into the mortgage business, and that was great. I was doing loans. My dad didn't think anybody would trust a 22-year-old kid to loan people money, but it worked. It worked great for many years. And then I started working for U.S. Home Mortgage in 2002. They had an opportunity here in Southwest Florida. So my wife and I, who were newly married at the time, came to Southwest Florida, Fort Myers. U.S. Home, as you know, was a sister company with Lennar, and now they've just combined to be Lennar. So I would show up to my desk on Monday, and I would have 30 to 40 contracts on my desk from all of the properties that U.S. Home and Lennar had sold over the weekend. So I'd show up to a stack of contracts, and I had to make contact with all of those buyers that week. So, and then I saw how much fun the realtors were having. They were calling me from the golf course. They were calling me from, all over, having fun. And I said to myself, wow, I need to try this real estate thing and get out from behind this desk. So I got my real estate license in 2004. So this has been 18 years. I've been through the ups and the downs, and as you know, the real estate market is very strong right now. But I did, all the foreclosures and short sales back in 2008, and our market is shifting from just a seller's market to more of a equal market for buyers and sellers at this time.
Yeah. I mean, when isn't the market shifting, right? I would imagine you spend a lot of your time just projecting the future, right? If not for the fact that there are how many real estate agents are there in the area?
Oh man, 10,000? I don't remember. I don't keep track of those stats.
But there's a difference, obviously, to someone who's in it, as they say, in it to win it, or full time and beyond, and those who are kind of looking at the occasional. I'm going to call it the family and friends realtor who maybe gets their license because I can make an occasional commission. Nothing wrong with that, but hey, if I'm going to list my home, sell my home, I want someone who's been there, done that, seen all the markets. And in your case, someone who's already looking 6 months, a year down the road, and there's no crystal ball as far as I know that you have, and if you do, please share it with me. But you've seen a lot, and you can better gauge where this market is going and guide your clients. I call it that listing peace of mind. Is that a good way to put it?
Yes, it is. And like you said, there's no crystal ball, but And there has been a lot of low hanging fruit in the
Mhm.
past couple of years. So we have a lot of new agents that think that the real estate market is easy and they should get their real estate license. And a lot of, family and friends, they feel that obligation to hire their grandson or
Yeah.
sister-in-law or whatever it is, and that ends up working out sometimes, but a lot of times you sold yourself short because you hired family. But what else are you going to do?
Yeah.
You can't run off family.
No, you can't. But maybe the better solution is just maybe write a check for 10 grand, give it to
Right.
that family member, and then, make up for more than that by hiring someone
Yeah.
who, yeah, kind of,
And I'm happy to pay a referral fee to their family member,
there you
and
go. Yeah.
that way they feel like they still got something out of it.
Yeah.
But it's hard, family and friends, working for family and friends. There's a lot of extra pressure on real estate agents when they're representing their own family. And if you don't want that pressure, refer them to Jack, and I'd be happy to pay you a referral fee.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, in a future episode, we're definitely going to have to go down the path of, what makes what you guys do so unique and beneficial for those who are listing their home, because there's a lot that goes into it. Again, the average person, the lay person not involved in the real estate world, just looks at that like you started out with this. Hey, I get to play golf all day. My realtor just fills out an agreement, I sign it, and they put a
Right.
sign on the lawn, an occasional open house, and bam, it's sold. And there's way. I mean, you shared off mic today just the list of things you need to do today for a couple listings that you brought on. So we'll get
Yeah.
into that. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So let me ask you this then, with your experience, and I love the fact that, oh my goodness, you started out on the appraisal side, you then got into the mortgage side,
Right.
and now real estate. I mean, talk about the ideal path of really understanding the total process
Yes.
involved.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah,
Yeah, I know, appraisal, mortgage, and sales.
yeah,
That a lot of agents just know they don't understand pre-approval letters and approval letters and what appraisers are looking for and things like that. And I
yeah,
have that background.
yeah, yeah. Boy, must save a lot of time and heartache, right? Because you go down the path just assuming, from an appraisal standpoint, uh,
Right.
and or mortgage, that
Mortgage
yeah,
is the big one.
yeah,
Yeah, you know, when you get a pre-approval letter and you haven't talked with that loan officer and 29 days out of their 30-day loan contingency, the 29th day you find out that the buyer doesn't qualify. uh, it's heartbreaking for the owner who may have contracted to purchase another property,
yeah,
and that falls through because a loose loan commitment or loan approval letter. You know, don't start packing. They start packing up their belongings. They're giving
yeah.
stuff away, and then boom, they send a release and cancellation of contract because they couldn't get financing. That's the worst.
Yeah, yeah. Ouch. Okay, well, sounds like another great topic to get into
Yeah.
down the road. So, man, we got a lot to talk about, but let's step back to busy. You got a lot going on, but you decided to do a podcast. Uh, what's your why in that? Why you spending the time to help folks?
Well, I think more than anything, buyers and sellers, they may be misinformed or not certain of the market. They think it's still going up 10% a month, and it's not. So
Yeah,
I'm here to educate buyers and sellers, current market conditions, how interest rates affect pricing, days on market, um,
yeah. Just
price reductions,
mm,
investment markets, how they are affecting property values, different buyer and seller perspectives.
yeah, yeah. price reduction, I mean, that stands out. It's like timing the sale of a stock, right? When do you pull the plug, or when do you make that adjustment? And again, my guess is there's a strategic plan there that you,
Yes,
yeah, yeah. So
there
yeah,
is, and
I,
there's a strategy to
yeah,
pricing a property also.
yeah.
When buyers are online looking, they're looking in 25 or $50,000 increments. So pricing a property at 399.9 actually hurts you. It should be 400,000 because buyers that are looking from 400,000 and up don't find you at 399, for instance.
Oh my goodness. I would have assumed that it would be the 399.99.
Right.
You
Yeah, and that's
interesting.
been historically, that's what agents have done.
Yeah,
249.9 instead of
yeah,
250, and
yeah.
everybody that starts their search at 250 doesn't find you at 249.9. So
Wow.
there is a strategy to pricing and price reductions, when to do them, when not to do them. We haven't been doing price reductions for a couple years. We've been doing price increases,
Yeah.
Um, but to give you an idea of this past week, there were 310 new listings in Lee County.
Wow.
There were 358 new contracts. So there's a balance there.
Mm,
But there were 357 price reductions
interesting.
and 209 closed sales.
Okay.
So we're back to more of a balanced market. It's
Yeah.
it's not doomsday. It is equal for buyers and sellers.
Yeah.
So if you price it fairly, it will sell. If you overprice it because your neighbor just sold at 900, now you want 950,
Yeah.
you're dreaming.
Yeah.
So it's still a great time to be a seller, but it's a great time to be a buyer as well. Even though interest rates have gone up, you can either pay off your mortgage or you can pay off the landlord's mortgage, whatever you want.
Mm, mm. Love
Pay
it. Love
down your mortgage or pay down the landlord's mortgage. Up to you.
it. Good point. And as I've always advised my kids, it's with real estate, it's long term, obviously, but boy, versus paying rent, the tax advantages, the options, hey, move to a new home, rent that one out, whatever it
Right.
is, all kinds of possibilities when you're investing in your property. And I always think back to, when Barb and I bought our first home, and, the interest rates were double digits, it's like,
Right.
I still look at wherever we're at 6% is like, holy cow,
Yeah,
that's a
it's
great
still a
rate.
great rate. I mean, 2002, our first home in Stony Brook, Estero, was seven and a quarter, and that's
Yeah.
because I got a preferred rate because I was working for the mortgage company. So
Oh,
six
wow.
percent's a
Yeah.
great rate. Sure, it
Yeah.
was 3% a year ago or less, but um, it's still a great time
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
finance.
Yeah. Hey, and when it eventually drops, refinance, and there you go.
Right.
So, but at least yeah, you have a home that you've paid the mortgage down a bit, maybe a lot.
Hmm.
So, all right. So, boy, we're kind of getting into some different topics here, which is awesome. So, going forward, Jack, what do you have in mind? A few teasers. What are you going to cover?
Well, I'm going to bring some special guests in. I think we'll make a stop by my attorney's office, my real estate attorney, David Gedd with Heights Title. We'll get him on the podcast, give you some information about title insurance and what to look for on title commitments. We'll get some information about wills and trust. Everybody, you should be really considering having your property in a trust. That's to protect your spouse or your family and children from having to go through probate, which can take 3 months, 6 months, 12 months. So
Mm,
we'll talk with my real estate attorney. We'll
wow.
get my mortgage guy in here. He's hilarious. And then we'll get my financial planner. He'll give you a perspective on the investments, and
Yeah.
maybe an estate planner as well. I've got, over 20 years being here in Estero, Southwest Florida. I've made some great connections with businessmen and women that I think would be important to share with everyone else.
Dang, I'm
Yeah,
excited.
I am too. I
Awesome.
am too. We have fun, but we are professional, but we do have a lot of fun.
Gotta have fun. Love it. Love it. Well, Jack, this has been awesome. And I truly am really looking forward to the future ones. I hope you'll include me on your show going forward. Did I pass the test here?
Yeah, absolutely. You're amazing, Charlie. Thank you, buddy.
Oh man. Well, we look forward to episode number 2 real soon. In the meantime, I know you have a long list of things to do today, and
Yep.
go get them.
All right, Charlie. You have a great day, sir. Thanks so much.
Thank you for listening to the Mancini Real Estate Minute. To learn more about the Jack Mancini team, go to jackmancini.com. That's Jack, Jack, Mancini, MANCINI.com, or call 239-218-2685.